All right, since I wasn't getting the speed to the office over there, I figured I'd come here and check and see what the issue is, which I just found out that it's not the Edge Router X, because I got it plugged in down there and I'm getting over 300 megs down, which more than enough. So now I got to check the other ports and be sure that they're all working, but one I can't check unless I turn the PoE off, because the laptop won't like 24 volts going up in it. But we're going to check them all and see. What I could do to check the wire and see if I can get the speed up to the radio is plug it in to non-PoE, take the laptop up there and plug it in and see what kind of speed I get. That will confirm the wire is working, no problem. But I can't check the PoE because I don't have a Ethernet wire that only has the data points actually connected. But let's see what we can figure out here. All right, tested the Edge Router X and I'm getting over 300. Tested 2 radios in that port to the laptop and I'm getting 20 something, but the radio's on top of each other. So I'm going to switch this radio out with this one that's programmed exact same credentials and see if it increases speed or not, because it's definitely line of sight. See it plain as day from here. So let's see what happens. Got the other radio just hanging here, pointing this direction. Now I go down there and see what the laptop actually does, and if I get more speed than 15 or 16, then that tells me the radio that's actually mounted there as the access point is the problem. So let's see what we get. Well, after I changed and put another radio besides this one up here as a temporary, just to see if I make a difference of the speed, it didn't give me any difference. Still getting the same speed. So I'm thinking maybe it was just a bad connection here or plugged into the Edge Router X. It's the only thing I could think of. So I'm going to go back down there now and see if this gives me the same thing, roughly about 20 up, 20 down. Because it's pointing one direction and that's pointing out that direction, and the one it's going to be picking up to is down here. It's got to go through all this building here. So we're going to see what it does. It may be a bad connection. And then we'll go over to the office and connect over there and see what we get. The only thing I've done is unplug and replace the 2 radios and see if it works, and it worked. Then when I plugged back in the original ones up there, it's doing just as good now. So I'm thinking it just had a bad connection, because all it is unplugged Ether 4 and plugged in another radio and I got certain speed, like 20 something, and then I plugged this back in and I'm getting the same thing. So it's not a PoE because it don't go through that, not this radio. So I'm going to go to the office where I'm supposed to be receiving this signal and see what kind of speed we get. If it's working over there, then I go to the other office and get that set up. All right, after my son and I went through that system and tried to figure out what's going on with it, we changed the radios. Still will not give us the speed. We checked the wires, no problem with the wires.
it's something to do between the pavilion building and the main office, because we took a radio and programmed it as the same credentials as the office radio, and stood at the bottom of, on the ground at the building that it's coming from, the AP, and I got a lot better speed. As soon as we take that same radio to the office, it just goes all over the place. Log into the radio, it'll say 144 both ways. Then one side would drop all the way down less than 10. Then it will go up to 80, down to 40, down to 10, down to 1, then back up to 80. But the speeds pretty much stayed like 8 or less. And it's a line of sight. I can stand on the ground and see the other radio. Even if I'm on a roof, I can see the other radio. Something's interfering with the 2.4 gigahertz frequency, and I've changed to every one that's in the radio from on the access point, and it didn't make no difference. So we're going to go and program 2 5 gigahertz radios and replace the 2.4s, one in the pavilion building, which would be the access point, and one for the CPE at the office. I don't really like it because I got that point to point there that feeds the pavilion building. It's on 5 gigahertz. But I'm going to set one high and set one low frequency and see if we can get that to work. The maximum we got out of them M2s were something like what, 17, 18 megs?
Yeah.
But that wasn't consistent. It'll stop. It'll do it 2 or 3 times and then start going back down to 8 or 9, up and down. But to the router, I plugged the laptop into the router that feeds them radios and was getting over 300. So the only thing I think of is something out there that's messing with the frequency itself. I even went down to the bandwidth of 10. I went 40, I went to 20, I went down to 10, and still couldn't get anything pretty much over. It stayed somewhere between 15 and 20, the max. It shot up to 25 once, but that's when I had the radio on the ground at the building where it was receiving from the AP. But that was it. So I'm going to change over to 5 gigahertz and see if that will make a difference or not. And you'll see that in the next video. See if that works. If not, then I guess we have to get some 60 gigahertz. Or I'm going to get another 120 sector and put it up there and connect both CPEs to it instead of having one access point going through the router and going back up to another AP shooting the other direction. Just have one AP and both of them tied to it and turn the isolation off in the AP. Got to be a way to get this to work. So thanks for sharing, thanks for liking, thanks for commenting, and thank you for subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.